Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Tony Harvin, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Tony Harvin Network. And we back with another video on another so-called pastor, another false prophet who was arrested and convicted. Now, this is the fella here, Sergio Guardia. Now, this story comes out of Virginia. A very recent story as we go to one of the news articles on the website. So it says, video catches former mega church pastor sneaking into a woman's home in a stalking case. Now, I want to go to this news article right here. It says mother of two speaks out. Mother of two stalked. Beg your pardon. Mother of two stalked by pastor speaks out on Inside Edition. So there was a case where as though this fella was stalking her, and she caught him on her security video camera in her home. Now, as the statement on the video says, a local pastor guilty of stalking. As we scroll down to this news article right here out of Lynchburg, Virginia, a woman says she was stalked for 8 years. 8 years after rejecting romantic advances from her pastor who was serving at Thomas Road Baptist Church. 8 years. You were there that long? This man trying to come on you in that type of manner, and you there that long? Who is to blame? You or him? Did you lead him on? 8 years, that's pretty long. For somebody to stay in a church and you know this man is trying to make romantic advances at you. Basically, he wanted sex. He wanted the goods. Let's just keep it real. You understand? But you stood there. You was there for 8 years. For what? You should have been left the first time. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not taking up for him. All right? It says Maria Kalama shared her story with Inside Edition. Security cameras captured former pastor Sergio Guardia entering her home twice while she was out of town. Guardia has been found guilty of burglary and stalking and now faces up to 10 years in prison. Now, we're going to go to this article right here from USA Today as we scroll down. Now, if an ad come on this video, please forgive me. It's not my fault, or any type of ads on this website. All right, so this is video footage right here. I'm not going to play it due to copyrights and stuff like that. So about 48 seconds of video footage. They got him around her residence and going into her house, stalking her, breaking into her home. Now, this is supposed to be a so-called pastor, right? A so-called pastor. You know what I mean? Who would go to the extent of breaking into a woman's house, right? Because she rejected you. Listen, take it on the chin. I'm pretty sure a lot of us fellas been through that. Listen, we trying to talk to a female. You understand? We interested. And guess what? She rejects us. Take it on the chin. Take an L. Right? But if you were just looking for sex and you're a pastor, yeah, okay. You're right. And she's the dummy for staying there for 8 years. You understand? It says the former pastor of a Virginia mega church has been convicted of burglary and stalking after video captured him sneaking into the home of a previous member of his congregation. It took 8 years, right? A Virginia jury found Sergio Guardia, 49 years of age, guilty of the charges on March the 12th, according to the court records obtained by USA Today. His sentencing is scheduled for August the 20th of this year. All right. It says the woman he was convicted of stalking, Maria Kalama. All right. Told this article that Guardia entered her home when she was out of town on November the 10th of last year and 11th, of 2023. At the time, a phone notification woke her up, telling her a man was inside her home, she said. Wow. All right. She said she was just yelling, "There's a guy in my house," she said. Following Guardia's conviction, Maria told the outlet, "I do feel like I've gotten my power back, power that he took." Guardia attorney did not immediately respond to USA Today requests for comment on Friday. All right. Maria told the news article Guardia was her pastor at the Spanish language campus of Thomas Road Baptist Church in Lynchburg, Virginia, until she left in 2016. She said she left the church because Guardia repeatedly made her feel uncomfortable. Well, you stood there for 8 years. You stood there for 8 years. You understand? She also mentioned that it all started when my divorce was finalized. She told the article he was coming to my house to help me. Well, you the dummy for allowing that. You the dummy for allowing that. If you felt that uncomfortable, why would you invite the man to your house? Why? Why? Why would you give him a leeway? Why? So some of it, I believe, some of it, and this is my opinion, I believe some of it is your fault. Your fault. You got to be careful who you let around your house. You got to be very, very careful. Very. Especially if you're a woman. You know what I mean? You ain't supposed to feel too comfortable whereas though you allow somebody with the title pastor on their name to your house. You don't do that. I hope you learned your lesson. You understand? She also mentioned, and then at some point it became clear he wanted more. You think? You're the one that's allowing this man to come to your house after your divorce. What you think? What do you think? Now, you're the dummy for that because you should have known better. Right? She said that his pattern of stalking went on for around 6 years before she caught him on camera. Wow. 6 years. Now, the other article said 8 years. Wow. There's some crazy stuff right here. You understand? But you do have these sick men out here who call themselves pastors, who stalk and prey, P-R-E-Y, on women. You know what I mean? They see the good-looking women in the congregation. They still a man. You know what I mean? They have eyes, but they creeps. Listen, if a woman reject you, keep it moving. Simple. If she don't want you, keep it moving. Doesn't matter if you're a so-called pastor. Keep it moving. And to the ladies out there, listen, don't invite somebody like that to your house. Period. You know what I mean? Period. Because you're going to make the man feel comfortable. Wow, she allowed me to come to her house. She must feel comfortable. So why the woman said she felt uncomfortable, obviously you had a little bit of comfortability if you allowed a man to come to your house. It doesn't matter if he come to help out. It doesn't matter. Some of it, I believe, is your fault. You understand that? On why that situation happened. So this is him on camera right here. So it says surveillance footage from Maria's home shows Sergio entering back in 2023. All right. She also stated that she said the way the church responded to the allegations against Guardia was frustrating. Of course. Of course they're going to take up for this so-called pastor. Of course. All right. It says Thomas Road Baptist Church did not immediately respond to USA Today request for comment on Friday. Their response towards me, she was talking, this is the woman talking now, was negative. They were supportive of him, the woman said, adding that she hopes her story helps others. Well, what you think? Of course. It's like that with a lot of churches, if not all. You understand that? You speak something about their pastor, upon what their pastor did that was wrong, especially against the law or any type of allegations, even if you had proof. Even if you have proof, guess what? The majority of the members is not going to believe you. They're going to still side with that preacher, so-called preacher, beg your pardon. Just like they did with Eddie Long or any other so-called preacher out there. If you got proof, 100% proof, evidence, photos, videos, anything, they ain't going to believe you still. So I agree with her on that one. You understand? Listen, in any dirty dog who's in the pulpit who gets caught for something, and there's hard proof right there. Hard proof. You understand? I know me. I'm not going to be like them. You understand that? I treat the situation just how I treat these situations right here. Expose them here on this platform. You understand that? So he was arrested and convicted, and he will be sentenced on August the 20th. You know what I mean? And if y'all have any other news stories out there of these so-called preachers getting arrested, convicted, and sentenced to prison, feel free to email me, TonyHarvin@yahoo.com. I definitely appreciate y'all for tuning in. Let me know what y'all think about this news story. So-called pastor stalking his woman, and she allowed him to come over. You understand that? To help out and whatnot. You know what I mean? I'm Tony Harvin. I'm signing off. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm out. Peace. Do remember, feel free to hit that subscribe button. And after you hit the subscribe button, you hit that notification bell. Also, when you hit that notification bell, select all to receive all notifications of videos, live, shorts, and everything else that comes out on this YouTube channel. You will be notified of. Thank you.